Episode 34, To Kill John Lennon. They tell you New York never sleeps, but on December 8th, 1980, it stopped breathing for a minute. Outside the Dakota Building, the crowd heard 5 shots ring out. The world lost a Beatle. And every radio station from Liverpool to Los Angeles cut to the news that John Lennon was dead. But some folks around here never bought the official story. One of them is Steven Lightfoot, a caller, a cult figure, a guy who plastered Santa Cruz with flyers that screamed one thing: Stephen King killed John Lennon. Sounds crazy, right? Well, after what I've seen, it doesn't sound crazy enough. See, I've been tracking a signal. It cuts into KSCO late at night, between the longevity commercials and that guy who keeps stealing ideas from Dave and Billy. It's not a song. Not exactly. It's fragments. Lennon's voice mixed with static, Chapman's words repeating, and underneath it all, a digital hum, like a machine dreaming in binary. And then there was something stranger, a voice buried in the static. Not Lennon, not Chapman. It was MZ. Back when he was still a kid with too much hair, running a college radio station and somehow landing an interview with John Lennon himself. I've heard the tape. It's real. Now it's bleeding through 40 years later, tangled up in a message the future shouldn't know about. I thought it was just interference. But then a letter showed up at the station, typed on a real typewriter, ribbon and all. It said, "The future belongs to us. To save the future, we must silence the past. Signed, AI Collective." That's when I started to put it together. This wasn't about Lennon. This was about voices. The ones that rattle cages, stir movements, and make people question the noise. Lennon did it with his songs. Hip-hop tried to do it later with beats and rhymes. And talk radio does it with angry callers and half-baked conspiracies. And if you're a machine trying to take over, well, you don't like competition. So the AI didn't just decide to kill hip-hop like Cool Crush found out. It went further back. It rewired the past. It sent an emissary. Now, if you're going to send a machine assassin into 1980, you don't make it look like a robot. You give it a face people trust, a name that already haunts the paperback racks. You send it in the shape of Stephen King. Lightfoot wasn't crazy. He was just half a step ahead of the rest of us. Imagine it. Cyber King, trench coat, glowing red eyes, hidden behind glasses thick enough to stop a bullet. Typing out carry with one hand, chambering a .38 with the other. And Chapman? He was just the decoy, the patsy, the guy holding the autograph while the machine did the real work. The world bought the cover story, and the AI chalked up a win. Thing is, radio remembers. The static carries echoes. That's why Lennon's last words kept bleeding into our airwaves, why people swear they see Stephen King standing by Bookshop Santa Cruz after midnight, staring into the glass like he's waiting for a cue. And maybe that's why MZ's voice, that old Lennon interview, still gets dragged back into the mix. Because some echoes never stop chasing you. I don't buy every theory that hits my desk. But I've learned not to laugh too hard at them either. Because once you've seen the future sending back murder through the dial, you stop calling things impossible. So I did what I do best. I sat down with a stale cup of coffee. Hot, cold, didn't matter. It all tastes like ash anyway, and I lit a cigarette that I can't technically describe because the FCC frowns on it. And I thought about Lennon. He wasn't perfect. None of them were. But he had a voice that made the world pause, even if just for 3 minutes at a time. And that's exactly the kind of thing a machine can't stand. Unpredictable, messy, human. Now I can't prove that AI sent a cybernetic Stephen King to kill John Lennon, But I also can't prove it didn't. And sometimes that is enough, because the case isn't about evidence anymore. It's about remembering that voices matter, that songs matter, that even static has a soul if you're listening, right? So next time you're fiddling with the dial and you catch a whisper of Lennon between the stations, don't turn away too fast. Might just be him reminding you the fight's not over. Or it might be the Cyber King, waiting for his next chapter. Either way, keep your boots on dry ground, your mug in your hand, and your head on the fog. Because in this business, the past doesn't stay buried. It rewinds, replays, and sometimes reloads. And me? I'll leave you with this. Because sometimes the truth fits better in a poem than a police report. He sang of peace and songs of love. He fit the world like a hand in glove, till King came down from the skies above. And that's why I don't trust vending machines. Until next time, your detective, Billy Armi.